Hello, my name's Jeanette Lanz-Bergin and this is Car Crazy Cheshire. In this week's show, I check out some of America's finest motor cars at the Stars and Stripes show. And after the break, me and my pals show you guys a thing or two when we go karting. Howdy folk! I'm here deep in the heart of the Cheshire Plain. Now sadly, Jeanette can't be with us today, so I'd like to introduce myself to you. My name's Louisiana Lanz-Bergin, and I'm Jeanette's long-lost twin sister, separated at birth, of course. Now, I want you all to sit back and enjoy the show. You hear? If you like your car shows flavoured all Americana, then you'll love the Stars and Stripes show at Tatton Park. Now into its 11th year, the show featured some of America's most beautiful and exotic automobiles from past and present. One stand we just couldn't pass by was owned by a lovely man, going by the handle Jim from Lim. Howdy folks, well I'm here with Uncle Jim, is that right?
Yeah, from Lim.
Oh, from Lim, all the way from Lim. I thought you got an Irish accent, Jim.
Oh yes, well of course I had to come over to this country to do this fine job I've done here.
Right.
And I've lived here now a number of years.
Why are you collecting American cars?
Well, I think many years ago when my mum and dad lived over in the States and they came back. I wasn't born in the States, but I always remember the lovely little trinkets he used to bring back, particularly from the opera houses where he had the opera glasses and they were all very fancy, and then he had lovely signed autographs of the different actors because he used to work on the Bronx Theatre. He was on the door. So it all left a very exciting memory for me, and I think once I got a few bob in my pocket, I thought, well, I'm going to own an American car. And unfortunately, at the time, I didn't have enough money to buy the perfect one, so that was where it started. I done that one up, and from there, you can see. What was your first car? The first one was a 1964 Galaxy convertible. Yeah, Galaxy convertible. Yeah, they were all.
You, Jim.
Well, the convertibles are not just very collectible, but you've got a lot more satisfaction in doing them up because there's a lot more work, but at the end of the day you get a lot more for your work, seeing the hoods working up and down, seeing the hydraulics working, and of course they are a fascinating car. And let's face it, we're going back now with most of these cars back into the 40s and 50s.
How many years have you been collecting cars for then?
I would say probably coming on 30 years, and I'd say 25 years renovating them.
Just tell me a little bit about this story. This has got a lovely fairy tale story, the Cadillac and the Lincoln. Yeah. You went over to America to an auction, didn't you?
I went to New York. Sorry, I went over to Oregon.
Oregon.
To an auction where these two cars were exhibited, and they had been owned by the previous people all their lives. Oh. The two of them had lived for 60 years in the one family. When they came up for auction, I didn't realize how much they were going to fetch, and I didn't have an awful lot of money with me. But I could afford to buy one of them, and this is this fella here on our left. I bought that one, and the old people came over to me when I bought that one and said, was it possible that I might buy the other one? And I said, well, I just haven't got the money to buy the other one. But I got this one back home and we worked on it and brought it up to the condition it's in now, because, I mean, that condition...
Beautiful condition,
well,
isn't it?
It's a lot of work's gone into it, all reupholstered and I mean, a beautiful engine in there, which I'll show you later. A magnificent car. But as the years went on then, about 3 or 4 years, I was invited to go down to Scotland to do a bit of fishing, and of course I'm not interested in fishing. However, I went down, and as I thought, I just completely lost it on the first couple of hours and thought, this is not for me. Yeah. So I started to walk around, and I was walking down the banks of this river, and I was looking up towards at the back of these big houses, and I seen what looked like a big bumper stuck out at the back from one of the garages that were open.
Yeah.
And I began walking up, and I thought, good God, that looks like an old car. I'd love to get a bit nearer to it. So as I walked up the grass, the beautiful lawn, these big mad dogs come charging out and frightened the life out of me. But luckily enough, the owner called them back, So I made my apologies to him and I said, look, I'm dreadfully sorry, but I just seen the tail end of a car there that I thought might have been an American car. He said, it is.
And it was this one here?
I said to him, well, could I possibly see it? He showed it to me and I said, well, do you know, I said, I was at that auction, I've got the other one.
So that's amazing, you were both at the auction at the same time. You bought the Cadillac, he bought the Lincoln.
That's right.
Oh,
that's right.
That's wonderful.
But he agreed to sell it to me at a very much reduced price on what he paid, because
was he a bit of a romantic? Did he want to see them together again?
He was a man who had a lot of money but realised it wasn't a hobby that he wanted. It wasn't something that he would have followed.
Tell me, did you ring up the people in America then and tell them that they were finally back together again?
The story goes on, yes. They came over here, having phoned them, and I must tell you that they did ring me a number of times during the time I'd had this one and was working on it, and before I went to Scotland, and they asked me if I'd ever heard where this one had gone.
Right.
And of course, when I told them I had it, they came over and they sat in the back of this one here, having biscuits and coffee.
Cream tea
in
England.
They landed in England at 9 o'clock at night, and at 11 o'clock the same night, they were sat in the back of this, having coffee. And I get many a phone call from them, and they're very close on 90 years of age now, the pair of them.
Favorite.
The Lincoln is the favourite because, of course, it's a beautiful looking old car, and the others are beautiful cars. But
that's your favourite.
It came and it gave such joy to these people that it lives with me, and I don't think I could ever think of selling it. I won't sell it in my lifetime.
Just finally, to wrap it up, didn't you say you wanted to show me something in the back?
I'd like to show you the back of this one here. Yes, this is something that
something
I'm sure I'm sure it's something you'd like to see. Now, in the back of this one, you can see the beautiful upholstery.
Yeah.
Sorry, but I must point out to you that we do also a book.
Oh, a nice history file.
Yeah, a history file on the cars, which tells people from the day the car came into my collection, what has happened to it, and
lovely.
A full history of all repairs.
You really are passionate about your cars, aren't you, Jim?
You've got to do. And then, of course, I give a marvellous service to our village, you know.
Do you?
Oh, indeed I do. What? You know, we get a few problems down in the village, you know.
Yeah.
And, of course, I've got to get cracking and get down there. And
steady on,
well,
Jim.
Of course,
You've got
to remember this was Cagney's car, and this is the kind of gun he used. Now, this is an original gun, but, of course, it is deactivated. It doesn't function, obviously. Otherwise I wouldn't be allowed in the place, but we play the part.
So, Jimmy, where are you taking me today?
Well, I think we're just going to head out the country now, and I'll show you some nice...
Woo, yeehaw!
Yeah, boy!
and what little car are we driving in
well,
then today?
This is a 1949 Buick Roadmaster, a very, very special car, because this was the car that done Rain Man and the Karate Kid. Not this exact car.
Wax on?
Wax off.
Wax off.
That's right, yeah. Ah. That's it, that's it, the Karate Kid as well. Well, the car was, not this very car, but the car that done the Karate Kid, of course, was a cream-coloured car.
Oh, right.
But this is a very rare car, so it could even have been this car, but I wouldn't know.
But this car was actually in Rain Man, wasn't it?
Oh, yes. It done Rain Man and it done the Karate Kid.
Right. I think we'll do quite well then, won't we? Cruising down the high street,
well, I think we better get cracking here in case the rain comes, because...
Oh, no, it never rains in Cheshire, don't worry about it. This car, £45,000 on restoration? What's that all about?
No. People exaggerate the time that you spend on a car.
Yeah.
We like to think that we've put that much effort and time into them, but we do put a lot of time in. But of course, there's no value to that kind of time, because you do it for the love of it. And okay, when this car came to me, it wasn't very good. Certainly nothing like it is today.
This car, would it guzzle fuel? They do, don't they, American cars?
It does like fuel. In fact, it cries going past petrol stations.
And they like big roads, don't they?
Yeah, the bigger the roads, the better.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
They come to a nice home, though, when they come to you, Jim.
Well, they get well looked after. I say good night to them every night before I go to bed, and
and Margaret.
Oh, Margaret, yes, I say good night to her later.
How many cars have you brought down to the show today, then?
Well, we've got 14 cars here.
Crumbs.
14 cars, yeah.
How'd you get them down?
We've got 5 drivers.
Right.
5 drivers.
So they're all drivable then?
Oh, they're all drivable.
Which one do you drive down then?
Well, obviously
I
drive 5.
You like the Lincoln?
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah. The Lincoln's a beautiful car.
I always say that I want to be buried in my car because I love my car. Do you ever say that? Am I being morbid saying that to you, Jim?
Oh, yeah.
I know you've got many years to go. But
I want to live forever with these cars.
Yeah, but like, you know, say the day, like when I pop it, I'm going down in my car. Would you like to be buried in one of your cars?
If I thought anyone put a shovel of soil on top of one of these, I'd tell you what, I'd have to give them a smack.
Well, I could have spent the whole day with Jim, but time was ebbing away. Meanwhile, in the main showground, some of America's finest metal was parading to a very captivated audience. More from Jim and other enthusiasts in next week's show.
Whoa! Hiya. Listen, I'm from Crazy Cheshire, Granada TV's programme. We're out here filming some people in Wilmslow with their nice cars. This is obviously a nice car. Is it yours?
It is, yes.
It's definitely yours, you haven't nicked it?
No, absolutely.
You're not just joyriding for the day?
No.
Alright, so how long have you had a car like this then?
I've had about 18 months now.
18 months, yeah? And sort of like, do you get out and about in it?
All the time.
All the time?
Yeah, get the hood down when it's sunny.
Right, and would you say this is the best car you've ever done it in?
Definitely.
Yeah?
Definitely.
I mean, yeah. See, it's definitely been christened, yeah?
Well, I'm not saying that, not on telly.
Right. So anyhow, we've just met this nice lady outside this shop. It's your shop, yeah?
It is indeed, yes.
And what sort of tackle do you sell in here?
We sell very nice, very good quality ladies' wear.
Ladies' wear.
Yes.
Is it upmarket stuff, is it?
It certainly is.
Right. And is that where you get all your stuff from as well, then, is it?
What a question.
You don't, I bet you get all yours from Marks and Spencer's, don't you?
Only the underneath part.
Oh, you don't sell underwear here then?
No, we don't.
Right, so where do you get your M&S, is it? Underwear?
Yeah, I do buy an M&S quite a bit, yes.
Do you find that it lasts a bit longer when you wash it? That's what I find with my boxer shorts.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I don't buy those, I'm on my own, so
Oh,
I only
right.
buy ladies.
So, do you drive a car then? What sort of car do you drive?
I drive an Audi convertible.
Audi convertible, that's a bit of class.
Is it?
Now, I thought you had a bit of class about you.
Oh, well, of course.
Right. And, I mean, have you had any amusing stories? Anything happens in your Audi?
In my Audi, amusing stories. God, that would be something to tell, wouldn't it? I don't think I better dare tell it on the Granada television.
Well, do you want to whisper it to me?
No,
or?
definitely not.
Right, Katie, if you could have any car you wanted, money wasn't an object, what would you go for?
Money was an object. Any car in the whole world, it would
have
to be an Aston Martin Vantage.
Ooh, why is that?
Because it's mean looking, very mean looking, fantastic car. I love them. I want an Aston Martin. Definitely, very James Bond.
Well, you need to find yourself a boyfriend who's got one.
I have a boyfriend.
Ryan Giggs, he's got one.
He's not my type, I'm afraid.
Isn't he?
No, he's not.
Right, what do you go for then?
Well, I go for tall and dark, but definitely not a Ryan Giggs person.
Who would be your ideal fella then?
Who would be Billy Zane is my ideal person.
The actor?
The actor, yeah.
Right.
He's gorgeous.
Right.
He's lovely, as well as my boyfriend as well.
What's he like about Jags?
Comfort,
Yeah?
nice to drive, comfortable.
Comfortable, yeah? Do you play golf by any chance?
Yes.
Right, it's a golfing car, isn't it?
Oh, do you think so?
I think so,
don't know really. It's one to drive.
Right, one to drive in. Alright, so have you got any other cars? Have you got a second car at all?
Yes.
What do you drive as well?
A Honda.
A Honda?
Yeah.
Right, okay. So if you could have any car you wanted, what would you have?
Jag.
Jag. Oh, that's fair enough. You like to see Jags? What can I say? Hey, this is my type now. A Saab convertible and a sexy blonde. Let's have a look at this. Hello there. What's
Hello.
your name?
Vivian.
Vivian. And this is your car, yeah?
It is.
Oh, this is nice. So you just out shopping today, are you, around Wilmslow?
Yes.
Have you treated yourself to anything nice?
I haven't, no.
You haven't, no. We're just doing a few groceries and that.
Sleeping bags, actually.
Sleeping bags?
Sleeping bags, yes.
What, getting some sleeping bags?
Yes.
Right. So where are you going tonight then, Friday night?
Nowhere, actually. We're going swimming and quite a few children staying over at the house, so we're not going anywhere.
So you're just taking it easier?
Yes.
Right, well, listen, thanks for talking to us. And this is a very nice car and you're a very nice lady.
Thank you very much indeed.
Cheers. There you have it. This is Wilmslow for you. Posh birds, posh cars. What can I say?
After the break, I go karting crazy. Come on, girls, let's go and do it. We've just been talking about men and saying how you lot think you're racing legends. So we've decided to come karting today, and we're going to show you just how it should be done. Let's go! We soon got glammed up in all the protective gear, suits, gloves and helmets, and after the obligatory signing of our lives away, it was time for a final pep talk from Dave.
Right ladies, these are your karts. The most important thing to remember is the exhaust on the top. This can get quite hot, so don't touch it while you're getting into the cart or exiting the cart. To enter the cart, stand from the right hand side, step yourself onto the seat, take hold of the steering wheel and lower yourself down, putting your left foot onto the brake. Left foot brake, right foot accelerate. Never use both pedals at the same time. Always remove one foot while you're using the other. So if you're going into a bend and you want to brake, take your foot off the accelerator and apply the brake. You don't brake.
After what seemed like an eternity of safety instructions, we were about ready to go. There was talk of black flagging, green flagging, red flagging, multicoloured embroidered flagging, whilst all us girls wanted to do was to get going before we started flagging. Well, I'm joined by the lovely Caroline Brooks, and she's going to tell us a little bit about speed karting.
This is speed karting in Warrington. You're actually on the main arena right at the moment. We have got another circuit, the standard track. The main arena has actually been opened for 11 years now.
Right.
So we're quite, you know, we do know what we're doing.
What sort of people come here?
We get all different kinds of people. We've got something for everyone. We go from corporate entertainment to children coming down, but only from a certain age.
I was just going to say, what age? Is there a discrimination?
Yeah, we normally say from about age 10 upwards,
Right.
but safely to fit in the carts we say about 4'7".
So you don't say that you have to stipulate you've got to have a driving licence?
No, not at all.
Right.
But with the arriving drive, it's totally different to the races that we do organise, because the arriving drive is very, very strict. We're, you know, very aware on safety precautions. It is just driving.
You are hot on your safety, aren't you?
Absolutely, yeah. Especially on more so with the racing. We've got the, you know, the race suits that we provide. You know,
So you've got like the helmets and the gloves.
Balaclava for health and safety reasons.
Have to have your hair tied back.
Absolutely.
What about shoes and stuff like that?
As long as you're not wearing anything like stilettos or something comfortable.
Do you get a
for
few
yourself.
of those white stilettos down here?
Sometimes you do, but they can be struggling with the pedals on the carts. That's the reason we do.
Well, I think, yeah.
Just a little.
Do you get a lot of girls coming down?
A lot of girls do come down, but more or less the men do tend to take over. But when the girls come down, they do like a bit of a challenge.
I was just going to say, I bet they're quite competitive, aren't they?
Absolutely.
Because they've got a point to prove. Haven't we girls got a point to prove?
I couldn't agree more.
And how much would I pay? What's the pricing go like?
If you're looking at a corporate entertainment, if you want to hire the track exclusively, for a Grand Prix we do actually start at £1,000 plus VAT for up to 32 drivers.
Right. Well, 32, that's all right then.
It includes quite a lot though.
It
does include a lot. I mean, it's for a full 3-hour race event. So
just finally, can you tell us any tips for whizzing around that track and coming in first?
Good grief.
It's all about concentration, isn't it?
Trying to obviously weave your way and make sure you're going around the corners right and taking them right.
What about weight? Do you think that plays an important part?
It's ideal. I think it's ideal for women as well, because they're light and they can go quicker.
See, we're going to come and get you, boys. Thanks a lot for joining us, Caroline. Thanks.
Okay, thanks.
Think we lived up to our name then?
Most definitely.
Absolutely.
Crazy babes,
Yes.
that's what we've called ourselves.
Yeah, very, very good. Very impressed, especially with your technique, Jeanette. Very impressed.
What, black
It's
flags?
more difficult to control than I thought.
Yeah.
You really got to grip hold of it to stay on top.
I think you were spinning a bit, weren't you?
Well, I had a little bit of remember, you know, Jimmy out on one of the corners over there, but I thought I was quite professional and managed to just swerve it back in. Nothing drastic. I did quite well. I thought, you ever say something?
Pretty confident the girls that listen after a while.
Yeah, see, you're a bit of a dark horse, you, Debbie, because this one here is very shy, but they always say the shy ones are the worst, and she's quite wicked, this one, when she gets going. Aren't you, love?
So wicked, but...
Oh, I don't know.
Handbrake turns.
Yeah. I kept looking in the mirror thinking, where's that Debbie? Should be coming up on me any minute now. I think we could teach the men a thing or two, then.
Absolutely, yeah, definitely. Yeah, we concentrate more than men, don't we? So,
I think so.
Men concentrate.
Only one thing. Yeah, even then they didn't get distracted.
Why do you think it is that men think that we're bad drivers?
I don't think women are bad drivers.
I don't think we're bad drivers.
No, there's more men have accidents than women do.
Yeah, when you hear of road rage, it's nearly always men.
Always the men.
Have you had road rage?
I only like hand motions, but
yeah, nice signs as they go past.
Yeah, but sometimes we can sort of turn it the other way, can't we? We can sort of like flutter our eyelashes, can't we? And say, can I pop out there? And it does work sometimes.
Yeah,
it doesn't work all the time. So remember, lads, if you see a nice girl smiling at you, remember to let us in. Yeah, pouting. Yeah, but it's really embarrassing, isn't it, when you smile and you say please and they go no. So say you had all the money, say you won the lottery. What is the ultimate sports car you'd have?
The ultimate?
Quite like the new Jag. Is it the XK8?
Nice. It's very posh, this one, you know.
Quite like that. Very like an Aston Martin, complete with ejector seat.
God,
Just
you
in
don't
case.
want much, do you? Like you?
I like the Porsche Carrera Turbo.
Yeah, top
nice.
girl.
Or Mercedes. I like Mercedes as well. The sports Mercedes.
They're nice.
I have to say, I like the Toyota Supra. I do like that. I know it's a bit of a man's car with a big fin on the back, but I quite like that.
You like that?
That's quite slinky.
What would you have, Jeanette?
I'd have the 911 Turbo, but I also like the old 356, the one in the James Dean films, the old Speedster and the Spider. But that'd be like the run-around car, you know, maybe.
Yeah.
But then, if I was going down to the south of France, I'd have to shoot down in there in a cabriolet, a nice 911 Turbo.
Absolutely.
Silver. I've got a thing about silver. I keep going on about silver, but it'd have to be silver. Listen, girls, I'm not being funny, but we've done a lot of chatting. I think we better get going.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, come on then. That was brilliant, wasn't it?
Great.
I can safely say we've shown the lads a few things. I think the crazy babes are definitely here to stay. Why don't we give Eddie Jordan a ring? In next week's show, more motoring fun from the Stars and Stripes show at Tatton Park. Plus, I live in the lap of luxury with my very own stretch limo for the day.